Hello.
What's up, everyone? How we doing today?
Last call.
Last call here at Reunion. We're gonna start like we always start with a beer, and I have one somewhere. Today's beer,
Got some glasses down there.
yes. Today's beer is Lamplighter, Birds of a Feather.
Oh,
Love
awesome.
Lamplighter.
Lamplighter Brewing out of Boston,
Cambridge.
Yeah, right in
Yep.
Cambridge. They're right behind Central Square, basically.
Central Square, yeah.
It's a really
One block
cool,
north to the right.
super cool place. It's a woman-owned and operated brewery. Kayla is the owner. She has a partner.
Kayla from I know a Kayla from Lamplighter.
Yeah.
But a different Lamplighter. But we'll talk about that later.
No, that was Misty, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Crystal.
You know, she said.
Anyway.
she said her name could be whatever I wanted.
It's
to
a
be.
really
Anyway,
cool. The fun thing about this brewery is they also there's the brewery and then they have a cafe slash
Yeah, it's a coffee shop.
brewery. So they I thought it was really when the first time I saw it I was like how's that going to work? But it's by day it's a coffee shop and by
Yeah.
night it's a brewery.
They support
and,
each other.
and it works all day. Every time we sell them pretzels, and every time we ever went there to drop off product, they were busy, whether it was morning or night. And I think it's
They also do
because
pop-ups.
great location, really cool people, and on top, the best part about it is their beer is fantastic.
Awesome. So this is I think it's a 6.8% IPA. It's called Birds of a Feather. And if I'm not mistaken, we had this on the
this
day
on tap
we
when we
opened,
opened.
back on August
Really?
29th,
Yep.
2018.
We did.
And it was the only keg that had made it out past Worcester, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Right. They made
At
a
that time,
special.
it was
They
the
made a
first-
special exception for us and got us some
They did.
beer.
Absolutely. And honestly, along the way, it was it's hard to come by. You don't see Lamplighter
They
anywhere in
don't
Worcester
distribute
County.
much.
So we're very proud to be able to say that we've done that and we
Yeah.
had them. And on top of it all, the best part of it all, it tastes phenomenal.
It's great beer.
So
They
I
make great
haven't
beer.
had it in a while. Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody. I
Cheers.
hope you're drinking with us.
You got your drinks?
Always have a drink ready. Yeah, fantastic.
Yep.
Exactly what you want in an IPA.
I was thinking today, like how is it that I can continue to help support some of these breweries other than just drinking their beer?
Yep.
Because a lot of them don't make pilsners.
Sure.
Just kidding. I was thinking about the idea of going around and buying some of the merch from them. And I mentioned it to Sargon, and he had this sweatshirt on, and he just took it off and gave it to me. So now I don't have to go support Alchemist because Sargon already did. But sorry, Alchemist. But
I think you're rocking it better than I ever could.
I think there's an opportunity there to. Those guys are all struggling, so it's
Order
a great
beer,
time.
Do curbside pickup.
Forget about Amazon. Just go over to the local brewery and grab a new sweatshirt.
Buy a gift card.
Yeah.
Buy some merch. Whatever.
So can I just say something? Hi everybody at home.
Hey,
So
everyone.
hi Uncle Gabe, but Ken Brueggemann, who's a great customer of ours, he comes in here all the time. Gin and tonic or Tanqueray and tonic. The best comment ever. He said, "Is it good or sad? I wait for your live stream every night."
It's great.
It's great. It's great. This is exactly what
We were talking about it today. Like having this sort of like every day we do this thing. There's some sort of nice like. I think in the middle of all this madness, it's nice to have a little bit of like some sort of structure to like. This is
Consistency,
something
yeah.
we have to do
Yep.
because otherwise.
Otherwise, yeah.
There's a few things that I've been trying to do for the last 49 days that I haven't even started to because somehow I'm too busy.
Yep.
Because used to be running 2 businesses and family and
Well,
all
what
that,
was the meme that-
and I could do anything I wanted. Now I have like nothing, and I can't get a hallway painted.
There was a meme that said something like, "Oh, you'll never have all this time off again. Enjoy yourself." And then someone said, "Well, you never have all this free time again. Make sure you're productive."
Right.
Like, there's no winning in
Right.
all of this.
Right.
Your brain can go in either direction, but
Yep.
I completely agree. I think the structure is key. I look forward to doing these. I enjoy doing them, and it's something that, it's kind of evolving into something that's more fun and just something to do at 8 o'clock at night. So
Yeah, I just
thank
wish
for
you guys
watching,
didn't show up
We
every
love
time.
it.
I can arrange that.
Why do you guys keep? Hey, can we talk about the egg rolls?
Yes, absolutely. So we We highlighted a beer like we always do to begin the show. Today,
Wait, we didn't talk about the beer.
so this is a 6.8% IPA. I think it's delicious.
Yep.
It has that little bit of that vegetative thing going on in it, which most IPAs have, but it's not overbearing. It's not too strong. It's a phenomenal, easy drinking beer. I could have this every single day. Like
Yeah,
if
it's
I'm
great.
picking
Nice
out an IPA, a run-of-the-mill Fiddlehead, this beer right here, all in that same vein.
And we just got cans today.
We get a whole case of that, so
We got
we're
that,
ready
so
to
we can
sell
sell
these.
that.
You go online.
It's great beer.
You can find it on Untappd. Subscribe to Untappd. You can get that. So, I also every time we do one of these, I'll get a comment from a friend or a family member. Say, do more food. We love the food.
More food. We're a restaurant.
We're like, we're never gonna say no to food. So today we got for you our crispy egg rolls.
Slide them back this way. I don't think they're in the camera shot.
Yeah, that's right. Crispy egg rolls. We got steak and cheese. And
So it's a steak fajita,
yeah, steak fajita.
peppers, onions, some little cumin.
Yeah, so it would
Some
be
cheese.
it's different than a Philly.
Yeah, it's not a Philly cheesesteak. It's more of a Mexican steak fajita flavor.
What do we got there?
Buffalo chicken.
So these come in. We buy these just already made and wrapped like that. So they're frozen. When we get them, we just throw them in the fryer, right?
Yep.
No.
No.
Oh,
Not even kind of.
make
I'm
We
not.
make
I'm
them.
sorry. I was staring at it and I'm like drooling.
So these
No, we
things
hand make these.
from scratch, like every single detail of these, it comes. I felt a little silly. I don't have a lot of experience with any Asian food in my history as far as working with restaurants.
Yeah.
I didn't realize quite what went into making an egg roll, like the egg roll sheets and the thing and like. It sounds silly. I just never really thought about it.
Yes.
And to see the guys, they've got downstairs on the prep table, just laid out all the things, and they're doing and they
Hundreds
wrap
of
them
egg
up.
rolls.
It's like watching guys roll. I was going to say weed, but more like watching the guys roll cigars. You know,
Well, the first time we had it, it was a bunch of shaved steak and like peppers and onion. I was like, oh, we're getting a steak and cheese on the menu. Great! I can't wait to try it. And then I was like, where's the steak roll? And they're like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing
rolls.
egg rolls. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, let's try it. And
They're basically Asian Hot Pockets.
it's so good.
There's-
And especially when you're drinking beer, any style of beer will work. Normally we talk about like, oh, you need this kind of beer. That doesn't
No,
matter.
these
So
don't matter.
I'm going to go, you just, Sean went right
chicken.
in for the buffalo chicken. I'm
So
going to go
good.
buffalo chicken right now.
Oh, so
We
good.
serve it with a blue cheese dipping sauce, and I cannot wait.
So it's all freshly butchered chicken, freshly cut steak. We're getting all they're adding all the spices and the fresh vegetables, and it's
Yeah, hand rolled egg rolls.
and cooked fresh. We don't freeze them. That's a fresh product that's just
Yeah.
it comes right from us to you. Usually we're making them in the day because we sell out of them pretty much every night.
So the buffalo sauce is mixed in with the chicken.
So good.
It's not overbearing.
No. Tastes
Wait.
exactly like it should.
Exactly.
Buffalo
the
chicken.
blue cheese works magic with it. And then like
We
anything
make our
else
own blue
spicy,
cheese.
a nice cold beer to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is what heaven feels like, I think.
Yeah, it's great.
A little bit.
Now, when you order those, you get
We have 2 big egg rolls, and normally at the restaurant we cut them in half, and you'd have 4 to go. You get 2 giant egg rolls for $9, and they come with the dipping sauces in
Yep.
them, and they're fantastic. Great appetizer, great way to start off your meal.
for sure.
I'm enjoying this like way too much. Guys.
Well, I was hungry. It's good.
I love it.
So,
So cool. What sauce is that one again? With the steak and cheese?
Cheese sauce.
Oh, just our cheese. Oh, the cheese sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about the cheese sauce? Okay. So, cheese. In the same way I love pilsners, I love cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, probably I love cheese a little more. And coming up with the perfect cheese sauce was kind of a passion for me. And then I was lucky that Sean sort of got on board with trying to really hunt it down, because I know what I like, but I don't necessarily always know how to make it happen. Where we're lucky that Sean has that history with Sean's. For those of you who don't know, Sean's the foodie of our group.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've got the restaurant experience, Sean has a much better palate than I do when it comes to creating recipes and whatnot. And he sort of took it under his wing to get the best cheese sauce he can get, and he nailed it with this one.
Yep.
When you see what this is, with the combination of cheeses and how this thing comes together, it's this giant bag of all these mixtures of all these incredible cheeses
Yep.
that are all brought down, slowly simmered to make this thing. Because if you cook it too fast, it does this. If you cook it too slow, it does that. If you make it too hot, blah, 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 blah. And just, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, right down the middle, you nailed it with this cheese sauce. Like, nailed it,
It's
nailed
all
it.
cheese, no flour, no roux. It's just all cheese. It's 5 cheeses
And all
that are
melted
melted
together. It's phenomenal, and that's why the cheese sauce really is the base for our mac and cheese too, as well. And that's why it's probably one of our best sellers, the mac and cheese, because the cheese sauce is the base for that, and that cheese sauce is 10 out of 10.
And not for nothing, it also is fantastic to dip a pretzel in. Just saying.
Is it the same cheese sauce you serve with your pretzels? Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Yes.
That's a great question,
Exactly.
Paul. Paul, we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see you come in sometime, and we don't see you anymore, man. So, miss you. My uncle's asking, do you guys eat once a day at 8 p.m.?
Yeah, today.
Yeah, literally, probably. I don't remember the last time we ate, but it's just that good, Uncle.
So I want to just take a second and just do one. I think this is probably the last chance for the public service reminder that this Sunday, boop boop boop, is Mother's Day. Don't forget.
Yep.
You have to make sure you're ready for Mother's Day. This is a big one. Whether you call us or not, I do care, but not necessarily in the context of this conversation.
Yep.
Just make sure you do something and don't get up.
Somebody called today and wanted seafood Newburgh. We're sold out.
Already sold out.
Already sold out.
Yeah.
He said, when did you sell out?
A week ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So thank God. He goes, I won't upset my wife. I go, well, why didn't you call yesterday? You know? So I forgot. I didn't realize I didn't have it. I thought I had more time.
Yeah. So we have prime rib, turkey, pork loin left.
Yeah.
So I need those and all the sides. But call and order because we have some. But when we're out, we're out.
Yeah, and you know, we have been getting just like we thought would happen.
Yeah.
You know, today, hey, hi, are you guys still doing it? Yeah, we're doing it. We got it. We got you. And then I keep saying, you know, maybe the one thing you want to do when you're picking up your food on Sunday is, you know, maybe pick up a bottle of wine for Mom.
Yeah.
Because we can do that too, and
We'll save
you the extra stop.
Splurge for Mom. Do not miss an opportunity for a splurge for Mom. You only get one mom. Treat her well. Go all out. Don't overthink it. Just do.
And
say, you know what? I'm going with the prime rib. I'm going with the 2 sides. I'm going with the dessert. I'm going to go with a bottle of wine.
No.
Do not say no. Just do. It's for Mom. You only get one.
Right.
Paul asked, what are we doing for Mother's Day? Well, we're probably going to be
I'll
here
be
working all day. It's going to be it'll be a long
Well,
day.
I've
We'll be very busy.
always felt that you guys are a couple of mother. So I'm going to be here to celebrating with you guys.
From one mother to another.
John ordered for Mother's Day. He said, we are excited for the turkey and the Brussels sprouts. Well, thank you for ordering, John. You will not be disappointed. They're going to be fantastic. We had a little preview the other day. The Brussels sprouts look amazing. So you're going to enjoy.
I was thinking, you know, if I was at home and I was thinking, yeah, you're right, I probably should get a bottle of wine to go with it.
Yeah.
You know, if you already ordered and prepaid, that's fine. You can just ring it in on your way here, and we'll put it into your order.
Just call us.
Yeah, call us, whatever. We'll figure it out. But I was thinking, like, you know, maybe I don't know a ton about wine, but I want to just make sure I don't screw up.
Yeah.
Because I really feel, and I know it's not the best way to look at Mother's Day, but I feel like it's one of those holidays that you just can't mess up.
Yep.
You got to get it right. And so I was thinking, like, if I wanted to pick a wine that went with everything that I just know was going to be okay and everybody's going to be happy, what's it going to be?
So last week we did that Pinot Noir. And,
Right.
and that was the one that we felt like it was a good beginner wine. You can't really screw that one up, right?
Exactly.
What do we got today?
Well, so I went with the Columbia Crest Chardonnay. I don't know if they can see it. Columbia Crest is, for those people that are working in the restaurant industry, it's CC Chard. It's been,
Staple.
after, you know, Kendall Jackson was the, and maybe, I don't know the answer, but it probably still is the king.
Yeah.
So it used to be people would just, if Kendall Jackson was on the menu,
You're ordering Kendall.
people bought Kendall because they knew I know what it is. I've got it in my fridge at home.
Yep.
It's everywhere. I know what it's going to taste like. I'm not getting risky. I'm not going to ruin my meal tonight by buying some crazy wine. I'm buying Kendall Jackson.
Sure.
And it just always is exactly
Great
what
price.
it's supposed to be. And then came Columbia Crest, who said, hey, Kendall Jackson, we can do this too, but we're going to do it for 20% less than you're doing it. And we're going
And
to...
sometimes better.
Exactly. So this one, let's taste a little. I'm going to open it.
Yeah, open it up.
So it's right
Soaked.
where when you think of Colombia, when you think of California Chardonnay, in your mind, I haven't tasted this one. I honestly have not
I have.
tasted it.
Yep.
But I
when
guarantee
we
you-
bought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had the 2015 when we opened, so I haven't had the 16 personally, but my guess, without even opening it, I can tell you right now, this is every single word you've ever said to describe a Chardonnay is in this bottle right here.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Unless it was like,
It's creamy, it's buttery, it has vanilla, it has oak. It's
and it's
California Chardonnay.
and I don't even know what we charge for it, but it's not that expensive.
No, it's our house pour.
Yeah.
So John's asking, and I think we already have the answer for you, John. But he said, "What wine would you pair with a roast turkey, Brussels sprouts, and mashed?" I'm
I
going
would
to
say
say
Columbia Crest
this guy
Chardonnay.
right here fits the bill right there.
Yep.
Hands down, no question.
Now, if you order the prime rib, Pinot Noir would be great.
Yep, that Pinot would be good.
Our
The cab
house
would be
cab.
great. Yep.
Yep.
And we have all of that. I mean, if you go online, you'll see the menu, and you'll go explore. But all the bottles of wine there.
But if
We have
mom
some-
loves Chardonnay, Chardonnay is great with
Yeah, with turkey.
and
With
you
whatever
want.
mom
Whatever you
wants.
want.
Chardonnay is great with ice cream, if mom's happy with it.
Yeah.
All right. So again, run me through this. How do we taste this? What are we looking for? What are the notes that we're hitting? What take us through this?
So when you talk about classic Chardonnays from California, you're talking if it's barrel aged, you're talking about vanilla, butter, thick, creamy, little oak. All the things you've heard about Chardonnay over the years, this is a representation of that.
Absolutely.
This does that.
And this one's going to come out of the bottle tasting like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. But every single wine in the universe
Yeah.
gets better with air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every single one.
Let it sit a minute.
It's been stuck in here since 2016, like a genie, waiting to come out and just be like, I'm ready to do whatever you want me to do. And you're like, no, you're not tequila. But
Sorry.
That was the last 3 days.
that was the last reading. So, but at the same time, it's an interesting thing to do. If you ever open a bottle of wine,
Yep.
pour it in your glass like we just did, do yourself a favor.
Smell
Just
it.
don't touch it, don't shake it or anything, and take a quick sniff of it,
Yep. It'll be really tight.
and then take a little sip of it. Right, and you're gonna get I taste wood. I taste
It tastes oak,
Oak
butter, oak, vanilla.
and butter. No,
Yeah.
like it's really like so front, and then take it and get some air in there. So that's all you're doing when you're shaking it. You're just kind of
Warming up a little.
warming it. Warming it, getting a little air into it, and then do the same exact thing. The nose gets lighter. The flavors get a little smoother. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not wood.
Yeah.
It's more like
So
that buttery thing kind of goes along the edge of your mouth and.
So that second sip was a lot. It was different. It was you don't get as. It was just easier, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
it, but
it's easier.
That second sip was perfect. That was exactly what I wanted.
Get more of the flavors
That
and less of
first
the
one,
alcohol.
it felt like it needed to be shaken up a little.
Yeah.
It needed to breathe a little bit.
Exactly. And there's that whole thing where people think it's so pretentious. Like, I
No,
put
you
in,
just-
Yeah.
but it
turn it
really
around.
actually
It
is
does.
making the flavor better.
Yep.
You know,
100%.
I get the vanilla. I get like a little lemon meringue or a little citrus on top. It lightens up a little. Creamy, great mouthfeel.
super
buttery,
drinkable.
drinkable.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great. This is fantastic. So this is like, and I'm not a huge wine guy, as you guys know, but I would drink this with any meal, anything that you served with me. I would have.
You know, I mean,
Great
these
with
guys
pasta,
aren't.
great with-
We're not sponsored by Columbia Crest or anything
No.
of that sort. But I'll tell you right now, if you're in a wine store and you don't know, all of their varietals,
Are great.
anything they're making
Columbia
fits.
Crest
They
is great,
just
though.
somehow have figured out a way to do it at an affordable rate.
Yep.
Like it's not like some of those Australian wines that are like affordable, but when you get it home, you're like, oh, well, this is shoe polish
Yeah,
in a glass
yeah.
with. But these guys, it's like if it says Cabernet on the bottle, you're gonna get something that tastes what you're thinking is going to be a Cabernet. I mean,
Yeah.
we're not talking about Chateau Montelena here. This
Yep.
isn't a $90 bottle of
No.
wine.
Nope.
But
This is
if
great
you-
drinking wine right
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
nobody's ever going to complain.
Nope. No, this is not. This is easy, drinkable, very approachable. I'm really enjoying this.
It's predictable. Mm-hmm. Like you think of Chardonnay, tastes like Chardonnay.
Yesterday, after we finished up here, I was thinking. We talked about how, if I was ever stranded on a desert island, I was going to eat pizza. That's like my
desert
my
island
food
food?
of choice if I ever got stuck on a pizza. And I was like, you know what? That's way too vague. Because pizza, we all know there's so many levels of what pizza can be. Am
Oh.
I talking about Elio's, the frozen square pizza?
Yep.
And I thought about, I really need to clarify.
Yes.
Because I get the feeling that based on this question, I get to be a little particular about what I'm
Sure.
actually getting.
So,
and so
desert island food, your pizza. What's the
my
best
pizza is Two Boots Pizza, which is a chain of restaurants in Manhattan that, in my opinion, makes the greatest pizza on earth.
Two Boots.
Two Boots. And it's these funky little places you go into. They're, as far as their setup, they look like a traditional little pizza place, but the decorations are like a little funkier and that. But then you get the pizza, and it is just the best. They literally, every detail is there for what I need. I need like a thinner, crispy crust. I need
Yes.
super fresh ingredients. I need the best, if you're putting mozzarella on there, I want mozzarella that's
Yeah.
buffalo mozzarella,
buff,
and I want
fresh.
fresh stuff on there. I want my sauces. I want to know for a fact that somebody chopped the onions that went into that sauce. And these guys nail it. They put a little bit of semolina on the board before they throw it into the oven, so it gets that little tiny coating.
Crunch.
They
of-
don't overdo it with the semolina.
No, they don't at all, because that's a huge
No.
deterrent for me.
Yeah.
I need just a little bit. Every now and then you get a little crunch of like a piece of semolina that like cracks under your teeth and like pops almost in your mouth. So, but I was thinking, you guys didn't tell me what your desert island foods are.
So, I have one. It would be now it could be anything, right? So because this is a rhetorical or hypothetical, if you will, question, right? So
Although we're kind of on desert islands right now.
I know.
Kinda-
But because it's a hypothetical, that means all rules are out the window.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if I could do a desert island food, my grandmother used to make grape leaves.
Fahima.
Yes.
I knew that.
She made
Tomates.
the best grape leaves on the planet.
Were they
And
meat or veggie?
Meat. With
Lamb,
rice.
rice?
Yeah. And
Beef or
she would
lamb?
also put huge pieces of lamb chops inside while she made them. So the lamb would help
Just
marinate
grease
all of
and
it.
everything. Oh,
I'll
so
tell you, I could have maybe
eat 'em all day.
So, and I miss that. That's probably one thing that she made that, my aunt can replicate it. She's
Yeah.
probably 95%. So if my aunt makes it, it's great. But I'll tell you, nothing can touch what my grandmother did with those and even her hummus too. And the hummus we try to replicate over here, try to copy
So
what
hard
she
to
did
do.
here, but it's tough.
So simple and so hard.
Exactly. But that would be my desert island food, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
Sean's
leaves.
a huge fan of grape leaves.
Oh, so
I
good.
make
so good.
I make them. I make meat ones. I make veggie ones.
And I can't say I've made them. I've watched her make a million of them, and just the way they would, the process of which they would roll them. I mean, it's a meticulous task.
It takes 15, 20 seconds to make a single one.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she was a rock star at doing them, and
Yeah.
so
We
good.
buy them all the time from Ed Heider's and Bachnan's. I make them. I wish I made them more often, but
Yeah,
love
and it's interesting
El
that you bring
Basha.
that up because
Love El Basha.
when for those of you who don't know, when we first started developing the concept of what this restaurant is going to be, there was a lot of talk about being more Middle Eastern focused.
Yep.
And so when we decided to bring a couple of these Middle Eastern items onto the reunion menu, we were really passionate about making sure we get it right.
Yep.
Like the hummus and the
Well, we had a
falafel
lamb
and
gyro
the
at
meze
the
platter.
beginning. The meze platter.
And
It's
it was, trying to stay with the sort of the passion and the history of your family and knowing how much you had. I mean, food was a huge part of your world.
Absolutely.
You can tell.
Is.
I mean, you can
Was.
tell. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Well,
I mean, you
I
can
don't
tell
mean to
based on
brag,
your,
but-
So there's freshman 15. So there's freshman 15. There's
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
right.
So like, any of you that have done the freshman 15 thing, you go to college, you gain 15 pounds, but this is COVID-19. Gain 19
So-
pounds.
Oh, which, by the way, I don't need to interrupt right now, but if you're not saying the word COVID-19 to the theme
Come On,
song
Eileen.
of "Come On, Eileen," you're doing it wrong.
Wait, what do you mean?
COVID-19.
Oh,
I swear by God.
Eileen.
So COVID-19, you gotta sing it to that.
COVID-19.
If you're not doing it now, you will
Yeah.
from
I
now
love
on.
it. I love it.
So
Now,
Come On,
now
Eileen is
that's
COVID-19.
stuck in my head. John said, I think Sargon's Desert Island Food is an IPA. It's very close.
Yes.
Very close. Lynn says 2 Boots Rock. And Gary,
Who knew Tim Moose?
Lynn
Oh, Lynn
Johnson.
John. Oh, yeah, of
And,
course.
and Gary Bedequista said Coronet for life.
Oh, so Coronet. Gary and I
Coronet
lived.
pizza is so good.
So Gary, I can't disagree
Upper
with
West
you.
Side.
I can't disagree with you because if it wasn't for Coronet, I'm not sure I would have. There were a couple of years of my life where
all
that
you
was
ate?
my sustenance. Like for real, it was this place on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Still exists today.
By Columbia.
Right up in Columbia. It's 100 and what do you think, Gary? 112th
106?
and Broadway.
Above you or below?
Oh, north. So it's definitely
112.
112.
Yeah.
113
Yep.
and Broadway. And this place would sell a piece of pizza. I'm not kidding you.
The full-size pie was 40 inches.
I don't know
It was
if
big.
I don't know if you can see my hands here.
Yeah, a single
But-
pizza was easily 3 slices.
And it was at that time in the early
110,
90s.
Gary says.
110. Okay, perfect. And it was Gary, what was the price? I want to say it was like $1.75
It was
or
so
$2 1/4 for a slice.
That was
And-
essentially
And
a
they were
pizza.
always open.
And you could
24
so
hours a
I
day.
would that fed Gary and I. We didn't have any money. We were dirt poor living in Manhattan in the 90s, and we would go there. We'd go to Columbia Bagels, which
Get the
made the
bagels
best
in the
bagels I
morning.
ever had.
Yeah.
Still to this day, they're gone, unfortunately. And then Columbia, and then Coronet,
Coronet
for
at night.
like lunch and dinner, basically every day, because you could scrounge up
And
$2.50.
then Tachi and
$2, Gary says.
$2, yeah.
$2.
Awesome.
for a slice that was literally like 3 slices.
Yeah.
This big.
That's
Gary,
awesome.
I can't disagree with you, except for me, when I'm going with flavor, 2 Boots trumps, but Coronet will always have a place in my heart, for sure.
That's awesome.
But Sean, you didn't
yeah,
tell
I was
us
just
your-
going to say. So
Oh,
what's
so
yours?
my desert island. So when anyone asks me what my favorite food is, it's Southeast Asian.
Yes.
It's got to be
It's what?
Southeast Asian.
Oh, okay.
It's sour, it's sweet, it's crunchy, it's savory. It's got
Umami.
fish sauce, it's got umami. So like when you talk about Thai food or Cambodian food, I want meat, crunch, vegetable, hot, spicy, savory, all those things.
What's
it's
the
like
crunch?
oh, it could be
Sometimes peanuts.
could be peanuts, it
Bean
could
sprouts.
be bean sprouts. Yeah, like it's got lemon, it's got lime, it's got.
Do you prefer like a
sriracha.
soup, or are you with like a noodle with the stuff on
I
top
like
of it sort of guy?
probably noodle with stuff on top.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I am a
Huge
sucker,
noodle.
and you guys know, I love
Pho.
Vietnamese pho. It's like probably that would probably be my second, but I'm on a desert, it'd probably be too hot to be eating that, so probably
It's
I
a little
wouldn't
hot
want
in
that.
Cambodia, I'm guessing, though.
Yeah, that's true too.
They
make
probably
more
haven't
than
figured it out.
but it's so good. I like that.
Like ramen.
That's a great choice. Ramen is phenomenal too.
Yeah, like
Just great comfort food. I could eat that every day. I do eat that almost every day.
you do eat it every day.
It's a huge meal, and you don't feel bad about yourself, and
Yeah.
it's perfect.
I'm the same way. I like that as well.
Now, the American side of me is like a giant steak,
Just
Oh
a
my
steak.
like just a giant steak.
Let me ask you guys a question. Have you had all the steaks you've had in your lifetime? Have you had them done right or done wrong?
Absolutely both.
See, that's the thing with steak. I think it's such an easy thing to f up that it's one of those like
Totally is.
I only order it if I'm going to a a steakhouse that I know is doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes you'll go to anywhere and you'll be like, I will order this thing, and then the cut is just wrong, not the temp is off. For me, steak is one of those things, yeah. And at home too, you can screw it up at home as much as you want to do it right. You know, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, it's a hard thing to cook right.
The general public does not have access to grade A prime.
No.
It doesn't exist. If you buy, it doesn't matter where you go, butcher shop, Price Chopper, Stop and Shop, doesn't matter. You do not have access to the grade A prime stuff. It only goes to restaurants and steakhouses. But it's a different thing. The fat, the marbling, the tenderness.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Now
mean,
there's some good stuff. You can get good stuff, but
I'm
know
not
you're
sure
a
if this
big
is the
steak
right.
guy.
I'm not sure if it's the right place to talk about it, but I spent a lot of years in the steak world. I worked for a company called the Capitol Grill, which is a high-end steakhouse. I spent
Darden Group.
well, now they're Darden Group. Back then they weren't. Darden, which is
Rare
the largest
Hospitality.
restaurant corporation in the country, bought them eventually. But I was a manager for them for a lot of years, and the amount of ways you can screw up steak
Yep.
are so. Believe me, I watched it happen.
I'm telling you.
But also the ways you can do it right.
Yep.
And a lot of times it's you're right. The cut matters, the fat content matters, all the different things
Well,
matter.
and
But
if you don't know what you're doing, I mean, you could cook it perfectly, and then you cut it too easy, and then or too quickly, juices come out, and then it dries out, and then you're left with a bad steak.
Right.
So,
but there's some things you can do to start to help yourself. Like when you go, Sean's actually really, really good at this.
Yes.
When you go and there's 40 steaks at the
and you pick the right
and
cut.
you can start. What are some of the things you look for?
So I look for the color of the beef. I look for the brown on. So if you look at the fat, if the fat is bright white, it's young. If the fat is browning, it's aged. So I look for marbling. So I look for.
You want aged, or you want?
What's the
aged.
difference?
You want
Older the better. I want aged.
Are you
I
getting
want
more
fat.
flavor? What is
It's
going
all
on
flavor,
there?
tenderness and flavor. So we talk about fermentation, right? Beer, wine, vodka, tequila, meat. Fermentation is what breaks down the enzymes. So you get a piece of meat. You take that same piece of meat and you lock it up in a cold, dry place for a little while. The water evaporates, flavors intensify. So I look for a little bit of funk.
So one of the cool things about when water evaporates, if you're getting a 12-ounce steak, that's brand new, it's got that water
A lot
content.
of water.
12-ounce steak means you're getting a bigger piece. 2 weeks later, that's a bigger piece of steak, and
Might
it's
be
going to have
8 or
All the
9
water's
ounces.
out, but it's still
exactly
12
it's
ounces,
still 12
right?
ounces.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting. So that's crazy. So
And it's the umami thing happens. You start to taste blue cheese. You start to taste Worcestershire sauce, anchovy.
So that's why when you said it was for the desert island, I'm like, man, depends who's cooking it. So I think that's the right answer. Right? It depends what the steak is. It depends who's
And
cooking
I
it.
feel like I could build a pretty kick-ass grill on an island if I had to.
Cannot wait for grilling season. I am my favorite thing to do in the summertime is cookouts and having
I'm
people
buying
over
a
and-
ball. I'm Wilson. I'm drawing it. I'm going. You guys, I'll be out back with Wilson.
I want to mention before I forget. Actually, today's Thursday night.
Right.
Thursday night at Reunion, as you
Music,
all know, is live,
live
music
music.
night. Tonight would have been Ken Macy. Ken's been in here a bunch of times.
Ken?
Great. Ken, we miss you. I wish you were in here right now playing for us. Hopefully, when we get back open, we can do this.
Ken's
again.
doing quite a bit of
Yeah. So post
Yeah.
on our site.
yeah. Share your live stuff with us,
Yep,
Ken,
we'll tell
because
him.
he's doing a lot of the live music stuff, and he's just a super nice guy and super talented.
And we're trying to figure it out. Once it gets warm out, we're trying to figure out how to have musicians outside.
We're gonna figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So we'll
Hopefully
get all
it'll-
you guys back.
Yeah. Hopefully this summer we can move on from COVID a little bit and try to get back to normalcy a little bit. as much as we can.
COVID-19, whoa, I swear by 19, in this moment,
Guys,
you mean everything.
Have a great night. Thank you
All
for
right.
joining us tonight. We'll see you.
COVID-19 to